Good evening, everyone, and welcome to It Is Time for Survival Saturday. And tonight's topic is a subscriber recommended one, but I put a little different name on it. Diet versus diet versus diet. And how's everybody doing out there? I sent all the links out, and we're supposed to have the doctors in here tonight to talk about this. Basically, the gist for tonight's thing was sent to me about providing or talking about vegetarian or vegan diets with protein when meat is not available for people to get. So, as I probably think it's more vegetarian rather than vegan because they're eating meat normally, but they need to go on some protein because they can't get the meat. And so we're going to talk about that. But first, I want to say hi to everybody out here. First one in was Suzanne Galley, followed by CB at Hugo Homestead. Then CR, Creative Redundancy, followed by Kaylin Strain. Lewis is here. It's the Marshmallow Man. And Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the house. And I'm caught up there. Yeah. YouTube is really screwing with. I know people are watching the live streams on the replay, saying they never got the notifications. So YouTube, for some reason, after pushing the channel out there back in October, November, decided like, whoa, we can't be pushing this type channel out there. And they're shadow banning me here. So that's what's going on there. Everybody remember, even though it's wintertime, you need to hydrate, especially if you got a furnace or wood burning stove going. It's all the moisture getting sucked out of the air of the house. You're going to dehydrate quicker. So you need to drink water because you breathe in and out, you're going to be losing a lot more moisture. So drink up something liquid. All righty. And King Poopah's in the house. And Suzanne Morijon, single proud mom. Welcome. All right. So let me see here. Get over here onto the side here. And get us up over here. And Big Grow TV's in the house. All right. All righty. So diet versus, whoa, what do we got popping up here? Thank you, Phelan Clan Wolf. Yeah. I think it's supposed to be YT, not TUI, because YouTube. Yeah. Trying to hide it there, I think. He's trying to hide it, making him play with the algorithm. Anyways. All right, there we go. So what if you can't get meat? What are you going to do to get your protein? Yeah. And this may be I'm expecting that this was meant to be. This is not a permanent problem. And so you're trying to think of how. I'm just trying to concentrate on all things popping up here. Okay. That off. I get messages popping up here. All right. So it's not going to be a permanent, situation, but a temporary one. But you still need to get protein and stuff. And Grow Big TV says can't really type. Driving. Okay. Yeah. So stay safe out there. All righty. So let's see here. Nope. These are some of the vegetables that are listed as being high in protein. So some people have allergies to some of these. Others of these, you know, think, you know, just some people have a hard time digesting them. But there are more. This is just some of the more common ones out there. Oh, Dustin, all I know is if you don't have any meat, you certainly can't have any pudding. Oh, all right. So, but what are some of the most common things for getting protein that you can get besides meat? Well, peanut butter is a big protein one, but too much peanut butter plugs you up. Corn is supposed to be high in protein, but it also has problems with corn. That they're discovering more and more problems with corn, especially as you get older. Nuts, beans, of course. There's red kidney beans, chickpeas, navy beans, pinto beans. Just about all the beans out there, you can have protein in them. Some more than others too. And the camera lost communications and I had to reset it. Galen says other nut butters you can try. Cheese, yeah, cheese and dairy is also a good source of protein. Um, with with the price of cheeses going up the way it is too, that may be maybe soon on in economic times maybe soon on the difficult to get unless the government starts releasing some of the billions of tons of cheese they have stored in the underground caves in the southeast. And yes, eggs have protein too. I'm going to get to eggs specifically here later on. So, and there's different types of bean salads with different things in there. They all don't have to be made the same. And you can make it a little bit spicier. I grabbed this one. This is the cover to. I guess it's supposed to be a cover to a book. But yeah, if you go online and Google, high protein vegetarian diet or ideas or recipes, you can get and if you click on images, you get a whole bunch of images, and most of the images there have links to visit, so you can get the recipe for that particular one, or you can go to the YouTube channel that put out that video about that particular one. So there's there are options out there now. Let me go on here first because I just spotted something here. Make sure. Okay. Other options. Rather than buying the meat in the store. If you can, you raise meat. So let me just switch the view here. Boom, there I am. And I will drop the link here in a minute. Make sure you get it ready here. Raising meats. Now, there are quite a few YouTube channels that raise quail indoors. Several are in apartments and they raise quail to get their meats. Some also raise guinea pigs and other small animals like that for meat. Some raise rabbits in the house for meat as well. Rabbits breed rather quickly if allowed to. If you have a little bit more land and you're not, like an acre even, half acre, 3/4, an acre, you can raise other types of meat. You can get sheep, which are relatively quiet. You can and don't stink up the neighborhood. You can get goats, which are a little bit louder and try to get out all the time. And then you can raise chickens, especially if there are certain breeds of chickens where the roosters don't crow, and there are other ones where the chickens are a little bit quieter. But so you have the chickens. You can raise chickens, but not letting the neighbors and everybody know you have them. Rabbits are probably the quietest thing to raise until something bites one of them, and they start squalling like you wouldn't believe. Now, one way you don't have to raise it, if you're nearby to a lake that allows fishing, a municipality that allows fishing, creeks, streams. There's some areas are kind of a gray area on this. Back where my wife is, where Staff Sergeant is, there's several decent creeks going through the area that flow year round. And they have crawdads in them. And every now and then the city park maintenance department chases the kids start to get down there trying to catch crawdads. They chase them off, tell them leave them alone, let them grow up. And then some people go out there at night and harvest the crawdads because they like eating them. So then there's regular fishing. Also, where the Staff Sergeant is, there are several reservoirs really close, nearby in the city where you can fish at. You got to not only you got to have a state license, but you got to get a permission letter from the local refinery, because these ponds are emergency water to put out fires. But they stock them with fish to keep the mosquitoes down and everything else, and they don't mind people fishing there. And they give people monthly letters to say, all right, you can, and they only give out so many a month, so they can go fish. Oh, okay. Tibor just threw out something. There we go. And welcome, Tibor. And so, yeah. So what was the answer to that question? I have not seen that about, are red kidney beans toxic? I haven't even heard anything about that. I know they are used in so much food, let alone prepper. Good evening. So you can go out and do fishing. Also, where the Staff Sergeant is, they have a big pier down there off the cities, going out into the delta there, or the Carquinez Strait, and they can go out there and you can fish off of there. Of course, that's what you got to have the state license for it, which is not that expensive, and you can go, gives you areas to fish. And of course, there's certain kids to a certain age do not need, I can't remember what the age is. They're always trying to bump it up. And there's a big pushback from the community saying, hey, you can make it so kids can't learn to fish. And they really push back on it. And so you can fish there. There's also abalone there in the San Francisco Bay, out by the Golden Gate Bridge. My uncle and cousins used to go out there after abalone. And so there is stuff that you don't have to buy to get meat. And then, of course, there is out on the east side of the county, there are lots of farmlands out there, and the farmers are all like, oh, you want to come hunt the geese when the geese are coming through, eating up all the seed we're trying to put down? Yes, you can come through, and we'll arrange, groups to go out there and hunt the geese and the other game birds that are eating up, crops and stuff. So you can go out there and get meat and help us get rid of the pesky birds. All right. And then there's another option also, is to go hunting, get your hunting license, learn how to hunt, take your hunter safety course, go with someone who knows how to process a freshly hunted deer or bear or moose or elk or whatever it is you have in your area. I used to go hunting deer a bit before actually even the year after I got married. After I got a couple and we had full chest freezers, and the wife got tired of venison because she didn't know other ways to fix it. And I thought her dad would have taught her. He didn't. But yeah, so we got tired of it, so I stopped going hunting. Yeah, Tibor, on beans and stuff like that. I know just about any beans, you're supposed to soak them, discard the water. You can use it on the garden. Soak them again, discard the water, and go through it like that. Clean up. My mom's land on the river. Cool. So, that's another. If you can't get meat at the store, it gets too expensive, or the supply chain is broken down and the stores are out of meat, you can, there are other ways to get meat. And the thing is, though, all the meats I've mentioned over here there we go, as alternate ways of getting protein, for other than paying for it. You process it, you can it, you put it up, you dehydrate it, you salt it to preserve it, however way you can preserve it. During good times, you can have it in the bad times. But I think that's the last slide I had there. Yeah, that was the last slide. So there are options to get meat. Other than getting meat, let's go back here. There are plenty of recipes out there for different dishes to provide you the protein you need. And there are some really amazing recipes out there for some really tasty bean salads. And I just noticed, let me take myself smaller. I just realized the white stuff on here, it's like a ricotta or some other type of cheese or something. And that's the other thing too, is cottage cheese. Some people really like it too. And so let's go back into this. I can see all sorts of different ones. I just had a thought here, and I think I totally messed up on it here. Let me. One thing I forgot. I was hoping that Paula and Ron and Erica were going to be in here, and they love talking about this stuff and about ways of getting protein and stuff too. I'm looking something real quick here. There we go. All right, let's pop it over here. I don't know how many of you will be able to see this, but 15 fruits high in protein: guava, passion fruit, avocado. There was pieces of avocado in that 1-3 bean salad. That's what I wanted to make sure of. Jackfruit, pomegranates, apricots, blackberry, raspberries, and more. So guava is the highest protein fruit out there. So yeah, and so you're in here. Ground beef has the most protein. You can't get meat. Same thing with the chickens. Salmon, if you go fishing, you might be able to get salmon. If you have chickens, you can get eggs. Number 5 for protein is peanut butter. Okay, low-fat cottage cheese is high in protein too. So there are fruits and other things to get. Checked off. There are other things to get, and once you have figured out what your options are for getting these other fruits and vegetables. If you can't get the meat, but you can get the fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, you can look. Okay, this is what I got. Okay, let's look for recipes, different ways to cook it so you don't get burnt out on it. And yes, checked off. You're right. You can grow nut trees as well. Depending on your area, some trees do good, some trees do not do good. And like avocado is number 3 on the list. Let me go ahead and make that big again. So avocado has 2 grams per 100 grams of it is protein. Guava is 2.6, passion fruit is 2.2, and it drops down there and stuff. But avocado trees do not like the cold. And we actually took a potted avocado tree from Southern California, where my mom was getting several avocados off it every year, up to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. When we went there for my junior and senior year, my dad got a job up there. And we were able to keep that thing alive during the wintertime. And so with the, below freezing temperatures, getting snow and stuff, we got down, I think we got down to like 20 degrees, or was the lowest we got down to up there. There's Dr. Paula. Come on up. I sent you the link. You have the link. Or better yet, or I can just hear, there's the link there. Just drop the link in the chat. Yeah, let me pin that to the top here. Pin message. There we go. And so, even in the harsh, we had 20-degree temperatures. We had it surround a bunch of our plants surrounded by bales of hay and a tarp over the top and lights in there to keep it warm. And so there, I think she only got like two or three avocados the years we were up there instead of like the 4 or 5 that she usually gets. But when we moved back to California, that's the second summer up there, or after school got out, that tree had set like 10. It was starting to get acclimated to the cold and the hot. It got acclimated, and it set a bunch of fruit. And we got back to California, big fruit. So, and we moved to, that's when we moved to Northern California, where my grandmother was at the time. So there's, you can, if you plan now, that's what you got to do. You got to plan now for the growing certain things like the nut trees, the fruit trees, stuff like that, where you can get these protein fruit, nuts and stuff, because nut trees can take several, can take 5-6 years to produce nuts. I know if you buy an avocado tree or a apricot tree or a pomegranate tree in the little 1-gallon buckets that they do, or do bare root, it's going to take 5 to 7 years before you start getting more than just 1 or 2 fruit on it. So yeah, it's one of those things to plan ahead for. You never can tell when there's going to be a problem with getting. Man, I got a bunch of notifications popping up. Getting meat and other sources of protein. You need to figure out what you're going to do, what works best. You can also, when to get in, like I mentioned so last night on Camp Patton Family Compound, you get several people together and you bulk buy as a group and have it broken up. So one person's getting like 3 buckets, another person's getting like 6 buckets, or how many bags of different high protein grains and stuff like that. Because you got like these big buckets, these 7-gallon buckets over here that you can buy stuff in. Oh, CR, you can always come up and talk about food. There is there are ways you got to do some research in, but thing is like I don't want to try to give out recipes here because it's one of those things is I don't know the recipes to I don't have my grandmother's recipe. Well, I probably do, but I don't have it where my wife and I fixed it for the bean salad she used to make, which was quite vinegary and nice. It was tangy and good like that. Okay, I've never heard of anybody successfully growing peanuts in containers. I know several people have talked about down in the Carolinas and stuff growing it, and you got to make sure the soil is the right soil, and you got to do things to it. Anthony Pimento Prepared has tried growing peanuts down there. I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure if he said. I'm not sure if it said his experiment was. Trying to remember because this was about a year ago that he did the video on it, whether he was going to try growing the peanuts again. Hey Moon, how's it going? Protein is protein is one of those things we need. Whether you get some from plants, you get some, or you can get it from meat. Protein is different. Not all protein is the same. There's different types of protein, and they have different molecule design stuff. So they affect you. You get more from certain types of protein than you do from other types of protein. So, but peanuts. Peanuts is one of those things. If you're in the right environment, you can go for it. Up here in Idaho, I don't think peanuts are going to grow very good, and not unless we get a big greenhouse that we can keep heated and stuff and do stuff year round in. But yeah, there are I say whatever you can come up with as your fruits and vegetables and stuff to come up with recipes to do. Now, one of the things always I try to tell people, work on building a food supply, prepper pantry. Make sure it's well rounded. Make sure everything you're putting in that prepper pantry is part of a meal plan. Yeah, rice has a little bit of protein. Beans have a lot more protein. But then you also getting the extra carbs and stuff from them. So with certain proteins, there's it's a balancing act as far as your health. Lean meat gives you the protein and is lower on carbs. There are certain. Here she is.
Hi.
There are certain vegetables that that are better for you protein wise, because some of them have protein and can give you the protein, but then they also have the sugars and stuff, the carbs that come with them, especially with the fruits. avocado. I get my tongue untied here. Avocado and guava fruit, passion fruit are supposed to be. Those are the top 3 for protein, and those are also listed quite often as the top, as good, healthy fruits. Uh-oh, lost her. And device not connected. Oh, there she is. Now she's back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can you see me now?
We can see you. Yeah, you're coming up on YouTube too.
Yeah. I'm trying to get all the things going here. So there we go. I guess we'll throw it to. All right, there we go. For some reason, I was in, and then it made me sign in, and then
I thought I took that out. I disabled. I thought I went in twice now, gone in and disabled having people sign in to join my live streams.
Oh yeah, that was weird because, like I said, yeah, that. Well, and I wonder because I'm already signed in on my end, but I don't know why it makes you re-sign in. So, but anyway, I'm happy to be here. Hey, Happy New Year! It's been a minute.
Yep. All right. So I got a question right off the bat for you down here,
Sure.
or a request. Checked off says, tell us about protein, Dr. Paula.
Gosh, that's such a huge question. But can I just first of all say, go blue. Wait, go blue. Go Lions. It's been a minute. And so I want to say we're just having a massive celebration here in Michigan for all of our sports teams. So just that aside. So protein, listen, we all need protein. Problem is, it's the quality of protein. And I'm not sure if I've really voiced my full opinion, when we talk about plant-based diets, you are getting you might be getting high quality proteins. The problem is you have to have more of them. So you're getting different amino acid profiles when you're eating.
That's what I was looking for earlier.
That's what you were looking for?
Yeah, amino acids, because I know, like the difference between beef, between chicken, between pork, between fruits, between vegetables, they all have different amino acids.
They all have different amino acids. And when you're talking about needing, let's say you need 150 grams of protein a day, that is going to look very different if it's animal protein versus plant protein. You have to consume so much plant protein in order to get the same amount of animal protein. So it's quantity versus quality. And then of course, when you're having animal protein, you also get other minerals that you don't get in the plants. You get like high doses of iron and copper and zinc.
Potassium.
And potassium, and you don't get as much of that in the plants as possible. Mm-hmm. So animal protein tends to bind and carry all of these other really incredible nutrients. So I'm definitely an animal eating girl, and I really think omnivore babies, right? Yeah. I just saw a very prominent plant-based cardiologist posting something about a book that says, it was a protein book, but it was about plant-based and how all of us who like to eat meat were crazy. And I'm like, holy moly, like, can we just stop the insanity about it? First of all, listen, if you feel that your body needs plants, great, eat the plants. If I feel my body needs animal protein, then let me eat animal protein and stop crucifying me. I'm not going to crucify you for wanting to eat plants, but stop making me think that that's the be all end all.
Well, my dentist, great guy. I've known him for, oh, geez.
The dog
40 years.
Pardon me. Hold on. Keep talking. Yeah.
My dentist, I've known him for over 40 years, maybe 50 years. I mean, geez. I mean, it seems like I was actually, okay, about 40 years. He just retired finally. soulless practice to, he built it up, brought in a couple of the dentists and sold the whole thing to them, And anyways, he always told me, he goes, look at your mouth to find out what you're supposed to eat. I look at it the first time, he goes, you got canines, which are for ripping meat. You got the for grinding the plants. Yeah. Humans are made to be omnivores.
100%. And, listen, when we try to have the argument that we should only eat plants, the only reason that some tribes only ate plants is because they couldn't get the animals, and that was a very seasonal thing, right? You took down a woolly mammoth, and then you probably didn't get a woolly mammoth for maybe a few more months, and then you had to eat plants. So, back in our ancestry, when we think about how we should be eating, we're pretty darn lucky that we have access to anything and everything that we want. But there was a oh my gosh, can't remember the name of the comedian back in the 80s, and he said, if you eat a ton of lettuce, you'll weigh a ton. So we have to really be realistic about what we're eating in the quantities that we want to eat it. If we're eating things, if we're eating the proper, I don't necessarily want to call it ratios, but my whole thought process is, if you take a plate, you fill it with vegetables, which is what I had for dinner tonight. You fill it with vegetables. You put a moderate piece of animal protein on it. Tonight I had grilled salmon over a giant bed of greens, and I had a bowl of soup. That was my dinner. Yeah. So if you're able to make most of your plate vegetables, put a small amount of protein on, and that's really the ultimate. You're really setting your body up for success when you can have that amount of fiber. So many people I talk to, they'll say to me, well, but if I don't take my fiber supplement, that's a big ding, 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 because why are you taking a fiber supplement? That tells me that the other things in your diet you're not getting enough fiber in your diet. You can get enough fiber in your diet. That's one of the things that you can get dietarily. You can't get enough nutrients in your diet, but you can certainly get enough fiber in your diet. So if you're having to take a fiber supplement, there's definitely a problem. You're definitely consuming far too many, I'll say, soft foods, for lack of a better term, sugars, things that just don't allow, don't scrape the insides of your intestines the way that's what fiber does. It's like little scrubbies inside of your intestines that clean things out and that help clear it from the body. So
this down below here was what was suggested to me by someone, do something on high protein vegan, recipes for survival when people can't afford the meat. Now, one of the things that you said you had for dinner, you had a small piece of salmon. So many people think that when they have meat, they got to have an 8-ounce steak or a 12-ounce steak. It's like 4 ounces is all you need.
It was plenty.
If that, 3 ounces of certain ones is good too. If you have a lean cut, 3 ounces is good.
Well, let me tell you this, because it seems to be a message that's been resonating throughout this week. There's different things that come up over and over. And this week's lesson has been, I've been talking a lot about how when I was growing up, my mom, we were poor. And my mom used food stamps. Well, we ate a lot of organ meat. Organ meat is cheap. It's very cheap. And it's actually one of the healthiest things that you can eat. So actually, I don't remember if it was the title of this show, but when you sent me the list of the titles, and it was something about, and if it's this particular show, when people can't afford meat, and I'm like, you can afford sources of animal nutrients. Organ meats are cheap, and don't let that narrative of, they're too high in fat fool you, because they're cheap sources of protein. They're incredibly high in nutrients. And this is what we were raised on. And we thought, we were like, oh my God, like we thought we were all bougie because my mom would make chicken livers or sweetbreads, or it was a staple in our household 2 to 3 times a week to eat organ meats. And then we had chicken. She didn't buy a lot of red meat only because it was more expensive. But you organ meats, I would say, in lieu of trying to say what kind of plant protein can I eat because I can't afford meat, I'd go for the organ meats because it's super high in iron. It's really high in B vitamins, zinc. It's a power packed food. But I will say, buy the organic. Like if you're going to buy chicken livers, buy them organically, because the liver is the detoxifying organ. So if you're having a stressed out chicken, a conventionally raised chicken, you're getting that stress hormone concentrated in the chicken, or the poor quality diet concentrated in there. And it's still cheap. I mean, I'll buy what is it? A pint of chicken livers, and it's like $3. And it's a meal and a half for me and my daughter. So that is a really great way to feed your family. And you can do chicken livers. You can saute them with tons of onions and garlic. You could throw some greens in there, mushrooms. You can really make it an incredible meal, and then stuff it in a little pita, which is how my mom always served it. A little squeeze of lemon and some sea salt, and you are off to the races.
Okay. I mean, back at the beginning when I started out, I was mentioned how YouTube has been, quote, not sending out my notifications for my live streams and stuff.
I haven't seen them. That's amazing you mentioned that, because I'm not seeing them.
Just about all the ones coming in on your side: Idaho Garden Girl, My Alabama Farm Life, Kathleen, Laura, usually come in on mine, but they didn't get notifications for mine. But they got, when you popped in and threw it up on your channel, they got the notifications.
Oh, interesting. And I've got to go back and recheck too, because now that you say that, I'm not getting Idaho Garden Girl. I'm not getting Rebel Canners. I'm not getting Food Forest. Like the people that I'm usually consistently on, I'm not getting any. I'm not even getting Grow Live. So I need to go and double check and make sure that I'm still subscribed.
Yeah.
And that some entities.
Well, that's the thing. So like on me, the only time ads usually get played, like Lewis said, he just got an ad. I keep on getting Kaylin and Kaylin Strain, Walt Rogers, Phelan Klein Wolf. Tell me when they're watching my other videos, my normal videos I put out daily and stuff. They keep telling me no ads, no ads, no ads. And usually, when it's I put out when I put out an 8-minute video, they'd get an ad at the beginning, an ad in the middle, and an ad at the end. I'm being shadow banned because I said something that offended YouTube. I helped people.
Wow. Listen, I better not talk about how vitamin D is a great nutrient either, because I'm going to get shadow banned myself. Yeah. I'm used to that.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Finally getting some regulars coming in. I can tell that they're coming in on your side because there's a little link on next to their name.
Is that what that means? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good. Then I'm glad I shared it. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. See.
But one of the things I mentioned when I started this off, let me throw this up here again. If you can't afford to buy the meat because meat prices have gone too high, options raising the meats. A lot of people raise quail in their apartments.
Oh yeah.
People in city lots and stuff, they'll get some hens and raise some hens. And and if they're nearby, like where my wife is at, still in California, there's fishing all over the place. There's fishing down at the off the docks and for the Carquinez Strait, the delta there. There's fishing at several of the reservoirs that are used for the refineries as for emergency water for putting out fires, which means they haven't pumped out of those pumped the water out in years because they haven't had a fire. And then there are the city parks and with the ponds and stuff that they stock with fish that you can people can fish at. And so there are ways to get to get fish where you're not paying other than your once a year license stamp for it. And then hunting, there's all sorts of hunting available in different parts of the country. You just got to know how to do it, or find someone who will take you out and teach you how to do it. But
well, I want to spin on that too, because one thing that really stuck with me was something that it was a video that you did several months ago about learning a skill. And, I'm not in a position where I don't feel like I know enough to raise animals. I don't hunt. I'm not against it. I just don't. And so you had talked about learning a skill, and when you have a skill, that allows you to be able to trade with people. So if you have a skill where you know how to can foods, or you can somehow you have food preservation, or you grow food, this allows you then to trade with people who have meat. So excuse me. So I would certainly look at, if you're unable to grow or hunt or any of those options, like what superpower do you have that then allows you to then be able to say to somebody else, hey, I can do this and I like what you're doing. Can we somehow figure out a trade? So I almost feel like trading is going to be the wave of our future, to make sure that we're keeping things within the community and making sure everybody gets fed properly.
Yeah. All right. There was a comment earlier, a question. I took it down. Okay. From Laura. Is pork as good as beef or chicken when it comes to protein?
That's a great question, Laura. Here's my preference. This is going to be completely my opinion. So I hope you're okay with this. So when it comes to those different animals, first of all, I love pork. I will only buy it if I can find it locally. Pork, there's a awful chemical that is sprayed on pork. I can't, Gil, you could probably look it up real quick. What chemical is sprayed on pork in processing? So conventionally raised pork gets sprayed with this horrible chemical that does horrible things. So I will only buy pork if I'm buying it organically, and mostly though if I can get it locally. So I usually buy a pig. Everybody's out of pork here, because I think no, it's not sodium nitrate. It's like starts with an R. I want to say rhabdomycin, but that's something else.
Okay. Here, what I got up here, it says lactic acid spray.
That's sprayed on all meats.
Sprayed as a spray wash, most of it for reducing the TCP, Salmonella, and E. coli positives, which are processed by blah blah blah. So it's one of the things
that's not it.
Right now they're trying to push the good sprays. What bad chemical?
Mm-hmm.
Try that.
Let's see, dangerous chemicals used in meat production. It's a really, really bad chemical.
Yeah.
We'll find it here. We need to find it because y'all need to know this.
Yeah.
So and the other thing too is that any of these sprays, so what you all have to recognize is that there's even sprays that they're citric acid based, they can be corn based. While they are considered food grade by the FDA has this, it's they're generally recognized as safe list,
Mm-hmm.
which a lot of those get pulled off after many years. So the generally recognized as safe list is their list of things that they say Yeah, we think it's safe, so we're going to allow the companies themselves to manage their use of it. That's like putting the fox in charge of the hen house. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So a lot of
Yeah.
times people might have a chicken allergy or a beef allergy, and I'll get to which one I prefer better. But a lot of times people would have these allergies, these sensitivities or reaction when they eat these foods, and it's not necessarily the meat, it's what is sprayed on the meat. And there's no label. When you look at a label of your chicken, your beef, or your pork, these are not, they are not required to be labeled on your meat. So that's a really, really scary thing. So
Aha.
what'd you find?
Okay. This is what came up looking in here. It came up as a question, so I have the feeling that because it's in the question of what's sprayed on, and it is ractopamine. I can't pronounce
That's it. That's it. It's an R.
RACTOPAMINE.
Whatever that is, ractopamine or whatever. Yes. Yeah.
And
That's
here's the answer. Ragrat is associated with major health problems in food producing animals such as Downer syndrome, severe cardiovascular stress, and it's also been linked to heart problems and even poisoning in humans.
It's horrible. It's a horrible, horrible chemical.
Yeah.
And it's mostly, as far as I know right now, it's mostly being sprayed on pigs. So,
Right.
so your
pig. I
pig,
just copied and pasted it into the chat.
ractopamine, that's it, right there. Yep. So again, you're not going to be notified of that. It's not going to be on a label. So ask, if you can find pork that's locally raised, great. If you can get it organically, what I don't know though is if even if it's organic, if that's even allowed to be sprayed, because even organic beef, they'll spray with citric acid and these other chemicals. So, okay. That being said, if we just take that piece off of the table, and I would prefer, if you're giving me the choice of all three of those, I'm going to go with beef. And the reason is because chickens, being smaller, you can get more toxic chemicals in the chicken, and chickens are cheaper than cages. And what that means is that when they raise chickens conventionally, they cut the feet off, they cut the beaks off, and they shove them in cages. And that's how we get our eggs. And then, of course, when they're raised in pens, they give them growth hormone. They grow too quickly. Their legs don't grow quickly enough. And so their legs break, and then they end up just like sitting there like lumps. But you get a big, juicy chicken breast. So it's really easy to grow chickens quickly, poorly. So as far as chicken goes, I never eat chicken in a restaurant. If I eat it here, it's because here at home, I've purchased it from a local farmer, or I'm buying it organically from a sustainable farm. Yeah. So beef, it's harder to do that. Now we can still adulterate our cows, but it's not quite as bad. So I'm just going to rate, and this isn't about protein. This is about like the chemicals in the animals, right? I think protein is pretty steady across the board. Somebody could probably correct me on that, but I'm not, when I'm having animal protein, I'm not concerned about the protein as much as I'm concerned about how it's raised and what's in it. So I'm going with beef. Bob. That's I'd probably go beef, pork, and then chicken. That would be my ranking of things.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the ones that came in on yours because YouTube didn't send them mine when I went live earlier. Yeah.
Let me go see. Let's see. Oh yeah. Wow. I got a lot coming in on mine. Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's
most
crazy.
of them are coming on yours because YouTube didn't send a notification that I was going live. And I had this scheduled earlier in the week. So it's been out there for a long time. And Devil Dog just came in too.
Wow.
And
Well, I'm glad
now,
I jumped on here with you. Well, hit
yeah,
the thumbs up button on mine and Gil's page, please. And you
yeah.
guys, listen, I'm only 8 away from 1,000. So
Woo!
are not already subscribed, please, pretty please, please. Wickershire says I got Dr. Paula's notification.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. YouTube is not sending out my notifications. So
Let
yeah,
me see where Ron is at. Let's see where Dr. Ron is at.
yeah. But one of the things I know, beef is more expensive. Pork is less expensive. Chicken is. I'm just trying to remember the prices of stuff I see at the store. I think chicken is less than pork, but not as. So beef is here, pork's here, chicken's right here. So it's not that much cheaper than pork, but they're both, pork and chicken are a lot cheaper than beef.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not that I'm questioning you, Gil, but I'm just thinking,
That's just what I've seen.
beef. Yeah, so I'm just thinking like, well, yeah, if you're buying like a porterhouse or something, but if I'm gonna go buy ground beef, I mean, I can get grass-fed ground beef for probably $7-8 a pound. My organic chicken breasts are probably $6 a pound. It's not that much different.
Well, all right. Here
So,
at our
yeah,
Sam's
expense
Club here,
wise, yeah, but
at our Sam's Club here in Idaho Falls, the 80/20 ground beef is $4.37 a pound. This last week when I was looking at it, the pork is like, you can get pork chops, the mix where you got pork chops and the shoulder cuts and everything else in the package at less than $2 a pound.
mm-hmm.
So, but then the chicken, you try about you can get, they have the packages of the whole chicken and saying that's about like $3 a pound.
And this is conventional though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
well, most of that stuff here is grown locally anyways, because they don't want to ship it in. And there's plenty of cattle ranches around here and pig ranches around here, and so that that's I know they get a lot of their beef locally.
Well, I'll tell you this: when I buy bulk beef and pork, so I'm buying a side or a quarter, that is always cheaper than chicken. So it depends how you're buying it, at least here. So if I buy a quarter of a cow or a quarter of a pig, I think when I bought my pig last year, it ended up, I think it was like $4.99 a pound hanging weight total. So you get all the cuts with it. And then the beef, I think, came out to $5.99 a pound. Well, when I buy chicken, and I think it might be because of the bulk. And when I buy my chickens are $6.99 a pound. So chickens are far more expensive when you're buying them, locally versus and I know some people are like, well, I can't spend the money up front like that, but I would try to figure out how to spend the money up front to buy it in bulk, because you're going to get T-bones. Let's say, you buy a quarter of a cow, you're going to get porterhouse and T-bones for still that $5.99, $6.99, same as so you might say, oh, that's expensive for ground beef, but it's cheaper for the T-bones instead of $20 for the T-bones. So if you can get bulk, find yourself bulk beef, that's actually your best value for
I've seen some of the porterhouse steaks. I've seen them in the store up here for $19 a pound.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. But if you bought that bulk on a quarter of a cow or a half a cow, that's going to end up being averaging out $6.99 a pound. So it really pays to buy locally and buy in bulk like that. So Devil Dog just said he got a half a side of beef for $3.15 a pound. Yeah, I mean that's so again, he's getting porterhouses for $3.15 a pound.
Yeah, and he's probably buying it since he's got a half side of beef. He's getting it locally, and so it's probably has a lot less crap in it than they do at the store.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, it's I know this isn't exactly what they wanted with the what is the good sources of vegetable protein and fruit proteins and stuff. And I showed that we talked about the guavas guavas #1 in protein for fruits at 2.6 grams per 100 grams of volume balanced out, and avocado is 2 grams per 100 grams. So there are I mean, it's kind of hard to say, person, all right, you can't, if you can't afford meat, what meat is it that you cannot afford? And if a person's saying, well, I can't afford beef, or they're saying I can't afford meat, so I got to go to vegetable and fruit protein. And one of my questions would be, well, what meat is it that you cannot afford? Are you just looking at beef because you don't like pork, or are you looking at just at beef because you don't like chicken? And so,
well, also let's deconstruct that a little bit, because I think when people say they can't afford meat, I've said this for years. I've helped so many people with this, is that when you're shopping for groceries, oftentimes if I could go shopping with you, or you showed me your receipt from the grocery store, I could probably show you that you're spending money on things that are far more expensive that you think are cheaper. And a lot of people will buy, like, let's say, pre-seasoned rice. Do you know how expensive that is? If you really look at the price per serving of pre-seasoned anything, or let's say you're buying canned beans, how about you buy bulk beans, right? So there's a lot of ways to save money so that you can then spend in other areas that are going to serve you. So taco seasoning, oh my god, a packet of taco seasoning, even if it's $1, it's also incredibly toxic. But let's say a taco seasonings, a little packet is what, 6 ounces? I don't know, 4 ounces. I don't even know. I don't buy it.
It's a couple ounces for the small packet.
Couple ounces for the small packet. But let's say it's $1, $1.99, somewhere around there. But now I tell you 4 different seasonings that you can go buy that might be $3, $4, $5. So let's say you spend $15 on 4 seasonings that will probably give you a year's supply of taco seasoning, because each one of those
makes 4 ounces. Yeah, my wife makes our own taco seasoning. Because it not only she make it, I mean, she makes, it's not just with the chili powder, the paprika, and she buys the other stuff in bulk and stuff, and makes it, and it's a lot cheaper than, less than half the price of buying taco seasoning. But then she also throws in the dehydrated onion, minced dehydrated onions, the garlic,
Yeah.
And so it's stuff she's going to add to it anyways. She mixes everything up, and it's just absolutely fabulous.
Yeah. And I mean, that's when you start to think about also, seasonings that you're buying pre-mixed. And a lot of times they'll have silicon dioxide in them, they'll have chemicals. Like anything you buy in a packet is going to have some sort of chemical to keep it from clumping, or monosodium glutamate to add to the flavoring. So you're far better off buying the single spices and then mixing. I gotta
Yeah.
go let the dog in. I'll be right back.
One of the things I've noticed as far as the, and even if you get the little envelope packets, the little envelope packets are insanely expensive compared to the big, Costco and Sam's Club things of, taco seasoning, the big thing of taco seasoning compared to the little packet. It's like you get maybe an eighth of what's in the big one in little packets and to get the same price. So basically you get like maybe you buy maybe like 8 little packets and it costs as much as that big container of taco seasoning.
Yeah. And that big container, one of the people's favorite steak seasoning. What is it? It's called something steak seasoning. It's really popular. You get it at Costco, giant thing. Again, filled with chemicals, filled with, MSG and just not healthy. So, when we're talking about, prepping and making sure you're having things that are going to help you, also think about your health. So you can prep food properly, but also don't sacrifice your health in the process. You don't need all those chemicals in your food. And there's plenty of things that we can do that are, there we go. That
was from last week's live stream. It's still in. I reused the PowerPoint. And I leave some notes down in the bottom. And that's what I was one of the key things down in the bottom.
I love it. Yeah, that's perfect. So maltodextrin, modified cornstarch, modified anything, high fructose corn syrup, soy in any form, and sugar. And then there's MSG, which is has do you have that in there? You could probably do a quick Google search of MSG in all the crazy forms. So Urban Gardening. Yeah.
Devil Dog fired up one of my favorite ones.
What do you
favorite brands? Kinder's. I knew old man Kinder's. I know his sons and his grandsons went to school with my nephew. And at Alhambra High School in Martinez, California. So
okay.
So his first store was in downtown Martinez. So
I used to live
hang on a second. Let me go grab something.
Okay. I'm here. I'm looking at Wickershire. You said $2.49 a pound for beef and $5.59 for bologna. Yeah, I would way rather have the beef. Oh my gosh. $5.59 for bologna, which is just chopped, formed, and highly processed snouts and tails and all kinds of garbage. So, again, when you start paying attention to what's out there and what you're buying and going through your cabinets, and it was interesting. We actually we've been going through our cupboards and our cabinets and cleaning things out and, finding foods that we're like, oh my gosh, we're not snackers. And yet there was snack foods in there that and this is my 19-year-old daughter. She's like, we don't snack. Why are these foods in here? I'm like, I don't know, maybe when your friends came over. But Accent, MSG. Okay. Raise your hand. No shame. If you had a jar of Accent back in the 90s in your cabinet because you thought it was amazing. Yeah. Right. But
back in the 70s. Back in the 70s.
Yeah, I don't know how far back it goes. But if you have Accent in your cabinet today, go throw it away. Throw it away. Yeah.
One of the things back in the day, back before I got married 35 years ago, Kinder's used to they were a meat shop. And before they opened up their meat shop with the deli counter on it. And that's when I would hunt deer, they would process the deer. Then all of a sudden, we can't do it because the state says now you can't process meat with, domesticated meat with wild animals being brought in. And back then, their sauces and everything was, or it was extremely healthy. Old Man Kinder's was that way. Well, when they got bigger and they started selling stuff, the companies that are making it took their formula and then added crap to it. No,
Somebody's
there's Old Man Kinder's. All right, and this was their barbecue. This is their mild barbecue sauce was the stuff, and then I've noticed they've added all sorts of crap to it that wasn't in it originally, and it's they've added some other stuff, not so much on this one here, but on some of the other ones they've added other stuff to it. But this was one of the first things they sold commercially at Costco and Sam's Club. And ingredients: chili pepper, including it's ANCHO chili pepper. Oh, that's good. Hot spice. Yeah. Salt, dehydrated garlic, dehydrated onion, spices, rice concentrate, or basically it's probably just the this is where they add something modified to it, the rice flour, paprika, citric acid, natural flavoring, lime oil, and sunflower oil. That's all it's in this. Some of the newer ones, which we don't like, is like it doesn't have.
They adulterate it.
No, it's salt, dehydrated onion, dehydrated garlic, butter flavors with an asterisk on it, red bell pepper, parsley.
Butter flavor with an asterisk. What is that?
I don't know.
What is going on there?
Down at the bottom, it has the asterisk is in bold, organic. So if it has
sure it is. Okay.
Turmeric and stuff. So, some of these don't. I think we got rid of all the ones that they've added the crap to. My wife went through here and got rid of a bunch of them. Oh, here's the one that still has crap in it. This is the garlic and herb. Sea salt.
Natural flavoring is actually a secret code for MSG, by the way.
All right. Sea salt, dehydrated garlic, cane sugar, not just sugar, cane sugar, spices, lemon peel, dehydrated onion, citric acid, sunflower oil, and here it comes, maltodextrin, as to help it powder so it doesn't stick together. So this is the one that has maltodextrin in it. I think we got rid of the others. Now they started they didn't have it a couple of years ago. They didn't have maltodextrin in this one. Now it's in this one. The manufacturers is cutting corners on them. I got to contact some of the Kinder's family and say, hey, these guys are adding crap to the blend there, stuff that you guys
don't care. They got their how many millions of dollars, right?
They might care. These guys are a little bit on it. Okay, nothing. This is one of the older ones. The wood-fired garlic does not have maltodextrin in it. But some of the newer ones that I just bought, that are, these have it in it. Because I used to check, they didn't have it in it before. Now they do.
That's interesting. You had a jar from before.
Yeah, and it's like, it's like crap. They're probably adding it. This one here is getting down low. I need to go and replace it soon. I bet the new one has maltodextrin in it now too.
I'm sure. Well, Mad Chick Acres says salt and pepper rules. I season everything with salt, pepper, and garlic. Period. And occasionally smoked paprika. I've got cumin and some chili powder, some chipotle powder. But yeah, I always buy single nutrients or single spices. But yeah, salt, pepper, garlic is incredible for that gets you through everything.
Mhm.
So,
and throw a little onion powder on it.
Yeah, onion powder is amazing. And the thing is, like, when you look at how expensive a blend like that. So let's say, okay, so let's say Gil's got 4 of these different spice mixtures in his cabinet. And if you look at them, they're really all about the same thing, just in different ratios. So if you just went and you bought 4 containers of, or whatever, let's say 6 containers of the spices that are in the thing, and you just start playing around with it, like, don't be afraid to play with spices. It's actually really fun. And then you start to learn what works with what. And again, that's a money saver because those pre-blends are really expensive. So when you're trying to save money and you're saying, I can't afford animal protein, well, what are you spending money on otherwise? That is actually, you could cut some corners there.
Yeah. Probably the base spices that my wife keeps in the cupboard, salt, black pepper, white pepper, garlic, onion, paprika.
Love paprika.
My son is now getting into adding different peppers, dehydrated peppers, powders. Cayenne. Now we have cayenne and some other ones. He's trying to find that ancho pepper.
Ancho, yeah.
Yeah, he wants to get because he likes that pepper. He's trying to get it. I told him, buy some seeds and grow it, and then dehydrate it. Now Joe, Grow Big TV, he grows a lot of those peppers and then he dehydrates them.
Yeah.
And because it's easier to work with, and it makes it more flavorful without the burn.
Mm-hmm.
So
I saw a woman at a farmer's market recently, and she had her whole business, local pepper farmer, and her whole business was dehydrated peppers. And she took each and every one of them, dehydrated them singularly so you could buy them instead of like think about, and that's great that Joe does that, because think about at the end of the year, how many vegetables, peppers, whatever you have that go to waste. I can mine. I usually, can them, but I love the idea of dehydrating them because again, the flavor that you get when you just throw them in, and powder them and throw them into cooking is amazing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I forgot to make this announcement earlier. So I'm going to make it now. Next week, I got two guests coming on specifically. It's going to be their show next week. I got Doc Bones and Nurse Amy. That's Dr. Joe Alton and Nurse Amy Alton. She's got all the letters after her title as well. Was it American Registered Nurse Practitioner or something like that? They're coming on and they're going to be talking about medicine and SHTF, Tawaki, whatever you want to call it, situation where help is not on the way, the hospitals are shut down, government's falling apart, and you need to take care of stuff. You need to take care of cuts, broken bones, kidney stones, all that fun stuff. So they're going to be the ones on here next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to be simul streaming it to my other channel, Camp Patton Family Compound. So it'll be on both my channels. That's who I've coming on, and they're making up a PowerPoint presentation. They'll be sending it to me so I can load it up and run it for them from here. And and they're going to be also talking about their latest creation. They've started writing children's books.
Aww.
Yeah, they sent me one for free, and my one grandson Danny loves it. He's had me read it to him 3 times now. Yeah. Oh, and Glenn is in the house. How the garden is here.
I'm responding to Happy Mac here.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's interesting on this, their new book, children's book they just put out, it's called Snowby the First Snowman. All they donated the profits, the net profits to a charity. So wait, it jumped. There it is. Joe says, "Oh, my reading level."
That's great. I did just let's see. So my Alabama Farm Life made a comment with regards to contaminants in spices. So I had just told him, make sure he's following my channel. If you're not following my channel, make sure you go over there and follow it, because I'll be doing a video. There actually is a recent study that came out that it doesn't matter where your spices come from. Chances are they're contaminated, even if they're organic from Whole Foods. So I'll be breaking that down on a video on my channel. So make sure you, like I say, go subscribe. There's too much to break down right now in this, but I'll definitely be bringing that out for you guys as well.
And everyone that came in off of Dr. Paula's channel, you missed the first half hour of the live stream. So you can come back to my channel, Gray Man Prepping, and watch the first half.
Yes, do that. And if you're not subscribed over here, subscribe. So
yeah. You've got Chef Tech 86 and Mad Chick Acres went over, and he has both. That's both of his channels, and he went over and double subscribed over there. So you picked up 2 more. Awesome. You picked up at least 2 more tonight.
Where am I at? Oh my God, I'm so close. I'm so close. Got to get to 1,000, you guys. 1,000. That's all. I've been sitting at 990 for what seems like forever.
Yeah.
Where am I at? Let's see. But yeah. So, but no. So it's just it's a great topic.
You're 7 away.
I think it's just a matter of starting to become aware. Oh my God. Okay. Who is on this live stream that is not subscribed? 993. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everybody that's on my side is subscribed to you, because right now most of Kaylin's I think Caden Strain is subscribed to you as well. But most of them now, I don't know how to garden, if Glenn's subscribed to you or not. Kaylin, can you drop Paula's link in there?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I know CR's subscribed to you. And
CR is, I got Happy Mac, Idaho Garden Girl.
Yeah, most I'm looking at it. Most of them are on coming on your chat, coming in from your side right now.
So usually when I share, so I came in through StreamYard, I shared through yours to my channel. My chat is blowing up, which normally when you do that from somebody else's channel, you don't. So yeah, a lot of you guys came in. So
they did not get the notifications for my side.
Yeah. So weird, because I know a lot of these people are jointly subscribed. Yeah. Thanks, Chuck, for subscribing. I appreciate it.
And CR is watching on both of ours.
Nice. Yes. Love the double streaming.
Yeah.
That's great. I usually do that too. I'll double subscribe.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, I'm at 995. I'm so close. So close.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
Move this stuff out of the way here so I can do something here.
I just do something. Okay. What did I do? Okay.
Okay. I got.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to get the organ meats, you guys. But again, get them from, go get them from an organic source. Organ meats are amazing. They're
right.
super healthy for you.
All right, there's Dr. Paula's link.
I'm at night. I'm 5 away. Oh my God. So exciting.
Now the question is, where are you on your watch hours?
Do this in real time. Not great. I think I'm about a third. And did you see that, YouTube changed it? So it's only 500 subs. I think the watch hours are still the same, but it's 500 subs.
So they dropped the subs
They might have
down?
dropped the watch hours a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they dropped subs to 500.
Because that's what it was before I started up again. That's what it was. And then about a month before I started up Camp Patton Family Compound, they raised it to 1,000.
When was that?
4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
2008. 6 years ago, 2018, they raised it up to 1,000.
Oh my gosh, I'm at 997. I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna go look at. Let's see, achievements. Where am I at? Okay, so watch hours, and that needs to be over a 365 rolling days.
Yeah,
correct?
It just moves right on across as the new calendar moves in. It drops off the other one. So yeah.
Okay, I'm at 3,000 watch hours. What is it? I think it's 4,000, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's 4,000.
Yeah, so I'm at 34. I'm at 3,400, so I'm not too far off on that.
Yeah, and if you get some people to while they're doing chores around the house to play some of the longer videos and stuff, just and comment on them and stuff, you can pick it up like that.
That's okay. That's a good idea. Yeah, just run the playlist.
Yeah. One thing I have noticed, if you mute the video itself on YouTube doesn't count it. However, if you use a speaker and you turn the speaker off, YouTube thinks it's on, and they count it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So like if you're going to be doing it like if you are doing something and you don't want to listen to it, and you're playing the computer, you split, and you don't want it going, and you want to give them person the watch hours, and you have to plug in an earpiece, or plug an earpiece in, or plug in a speaker. So you just turn the speakers down, or just turn them off.
Okay, so that's a great idea because so sometimes what I'll do if I'm watching somebody's channel at the office and then a patient walks in, I'll actually just turn the speaker down and go adjust them and then come back. But I'll keep the video running because I want you guys to get the watch hours.
All right. So Suzanne says you need 3,000 hours for fan funding, which is, I guess, the super chats and super stickers, I believe. I'm not sure if you can pick up, channel members at 3,000, but full monetization where you get paid for the ads and stuff, and you covers everything is 4,000.
Okay, so I'm not too far off then. So
yeah.
Let me see. Let me go into the studio here and see.
Yeah.
It's been, well, listen. Oh my God, I'm at $9.99. Oh my gosh. You guys, that's so exciting. That's so exciting.
Yeah. So anyone, if you're just subscribing to her now, play, just start playing some of the videos. Now there is there is conflicting information whether or not if you play a playlist, it's going to count all the playlists for watch hours. I know for a while there, if you were going through and watching somebody's videos, if you played 4 videos, you needed to go watch a different channel and then come back.
Oh, really?
Otherwise it thought you were a bot just playing videos.
That's interesting. So now I'm looking in the studio and it says that I only have 1278 watch hours out of 3,000 for the last 365 days. So that's weird that on one side it tells me one thing and on the other side it tells me another. But oh my gosh, it says I'm at I'm at 999. So yeah, so I really gotta get the watch hours up, which I don't know how to do that. I mean, we're doing the lives, we're really leaning into the lives.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there it is. There it is. I hit it, you guys. Oh my God,
Woo!
we did it. Woohoo! Yes. Oh my gosh, I gotta take a picture of my screen right now. Okay.
Yeah. And post it to your community tab and say, hey, now I just need the watch hours, folks.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So fun. I love everyone. Thank you so much for helping me. Listen, a year ago, October, I had 15 subscribers. So this is a big deal. It's, Gil knows it's just steady and consistent and continually jumping on here and giving value. So love it.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Cool. All right. Not to take away from your happy time.
That's okay. So let's get back to it.
Next Saturday, it's going to be Doc Bones and Nurse Amy up here. The following Saturday, Survival, is we're going to be talking about carbon monoxide. That was also a subscriber recommended topic. This into February 18th is deal with your vices now. And I think, what you think, Erica would want to come up here too?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Because deal with your vices. I mean, listening to you two on your chiropractic is sexy and everything else, and your Reset Monday and everything else you guys do, it's deal with your vices. Is the vices smoking? Is the vices sugar? Is the vices what are your eating vices and smoking and drinking and health vices? Basically, is what that was for.
And and also mindset vices. Like it's all of those things, Gil. It's everything that prevents you from getting what you want with your life and your health and being the best you can possibly be. And we talk about this too, where we're just we had this conversation. She had an event at her office today, and I went up there to help her out and support her. And people were, coming in and talking about different things going on. And we're like, yeah, we're not the sugarcoating kind of people. A lot of, let's just say medical doctors, if you're overweight and you're going to your medical doctor and he or she is overweight, they're not going to tell you need to lose weight. You come into our offices and we're going to be like, listen, you've got to get this inflammation down. The only way to do that is you got to drop 30 pounds and let's figure out how to help you get there. So we're not here to sugarcoat as much as we are to help you get to your goals to be a better human in life.
Yeah. My family doctor, he was Dr. John Crockett in Concord, California. My brother first started going to him because he's a family doctor gynecologist, pediatrician, family doctor. All right, I'm just trying to remember. All right, so my brother graduated in 1978, had his first child later that year, and Dr. Crockett was his doctor. And we used to go over there all the time, do landscaping for him, help him set up, prepping stuff for him. I guess it's about 30 years ago. So it's just before my first daughter was born, and she was also delivered by him as well. She was born in 92. He started pushing holistic healthcare. He was overweight, and he started going, okay, I'm going on this diet thing. I've already lost 25 pounds. And he was trying to get all his patients who were overweight on this system to lose weight. And the last time I saw him, he was down under 200 pounds.
Wow.
and he was up close to 300 pounds, when he started. So, I mean, you got to find
amazing.
you got to find a doctor that's walking the walk himself or herself.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. And it's really difficult. I had this conversation with Erica because we are trying to, there's a lot of chiropractors who are doing what we're doing, who are targeting chiropractors and helping educate, more like practice building. We want to target people, the general public, because we want to create a movement to get more people to chiropractors. Well, I had said to her at one point that we actually have a market to target chiropractors as well, not from a practice building perspective, but from a health perspective, because there are so many chiropractors who are not healthy. And yet we are like the top of the wellness holistic pyramid, if you will. And how can you as a chiropractor be completely out of shape or smoke or not live the tenets of health and wellness, moving your body, thinking well? Are you a positive human? Do you eat well? We have to be able to live the lifestyle, like you're saying. We have to be able to walk the talk for people. And that's just going to attract people to us, right? I mean, when you're in holistic health, people want to gravitate towards holistic health, and they want to know that you're going to be able to get them in the right direction. But if your life is a train wreck, that's a different story, right?
Okay, so for those that aren't subscribed to my channel, I just dropped it in there, Gray Man Prepping. There's the link to my channel. So here's some things coming up here. So Monday, let me get it right. So Monday, I got
$9.99. How did that happen?
Because YouTube will take them away. They'll bounce you for a while for the first couple of weeks.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden
go back in and make sure you're still subscribed.
Yeah. So all of a sudden you will jump when they say, "All right, you're just staying above it." All of a sudden you'll jump like 10 or 15. They'll give you some back.
Okay.
Well, all right. So Monday on my other channel, which is, hang on, let me. Where is it here? I'll just put this one up here. So Camp Patton Family Compounds, my other channel. There's the email. I take all the suggestions for both channels over there on that email. So on Camp Patton Family Compound on Monday night, which starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time, the topic is Dutch ovens, ways to cook in them. And we're going to touch on other cast iron as well. So we're going to talk about, healthy cooking in Dutch ovens and cast iron on Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, but we will not have Tammy, unfortunately. Tammy Rebel Canners is expecting grandson to be born, and it may be that day or the next day. So she's stepping back for a week from doing live streams. On Tactical Tuesday here on Gray Man Prepping, 10 o'clock Eastern, unfortunately for some people. The topic for Tactical Tuesday is communications, silent and scrambled. We're going to talk about ways of communicating with family members and stuff in a bad situation where you don't want to broadcast what everyone to be able to hear what you're talking about. Of course, I do the Midnight Ride. Starts at 11:55 Thursday night here on Gray Man Prepping. Just open conversation, chat, and everything. I bring people, anybody who wants to come up can come up. Next Friday on Camp Patton Family Compound is diversifying your emergency lighting options. So talk about different ways to keep the lights on the homestead or your house. Then next Saturday here is Doc Bones and Nurse Amy here. Next, the Monday after that, January 29th, is freeze dried. We're going to talk about freeze dried foods. Who's it there? Chef Tech 86 and Mad Chick. There you are. Freeze drying. Yeah, he's going to be up here, and we're going to be talking about that on that Monday. And coming up after freeze drying, one from Uncle Al. Uncle Al made this suggestion for this topic, and it's you're going to an evacuation center, do's and don'ts. And hopefully Uncle Al will join us for that Tactical Tuesday. So I got a lot. I got topics all the way out through.
Can I add one to that?
Sure. What day?
I would love to learn more about security cameras.
Security
Is that a
cameras?
thing for us?
Yes, it is a thing. Security cameras.
I'd love to learn more about that.
I
I have hardwired cameras and they stink.
Yeah.
And everybody who has the wireless ones love them, and they have more clarity.
Okay, I'm gonna bump one back from February 24th. From Saturday, February 24th. I'm gonna bump that one back, and I'm gonna put security cameras in there. And
hardwired, wireless, brands, perhaps placement. Well, and so Wickershire, the Wi-Fi outdoor cameras, they've come down in price, but I have they're supposed to be like some of the best wired cameras with night vision. They're horrible. They don't have great night vision. So I'm really disappointed in I have cameras, I guess, but I'm really so now I'm like, do I get more wired ones? But they stink. But the wireless ones have better technology for clarity. So I want to see what you can come up with, Bill, before I venture into that.
I can tell you right now, my brother and I have been doing a haunted house called Spook Alley since. So that's 11 years old. So that's back in 68. Since 68, we've been doing one up until about 7 years ago when he got hit by a drunk illegal alien and got killed.
Oh, Jesus, so sorry about that.
We had this haunted house we did. We had a staff of 35 people the last year we did it. We had over 2,000 people come through our haunted house on my parents' acre and a quarter. And it was, we had a control room set up there, up in one of the trees, a big platform built up there, had 4 people up there running stuff. We had cameras friggin' everywhere. Little cheap Harbor Freight infrared cameras with audio on it, and we had monitors and everything else up on there, and so these guys were monitoring stuff, doing things, turning on and off. These little cheap Harbor Freight cameras were fantastic, and they were outdoor. They were outdoor
like trail
cameras.
Cams?
No,
what's that?
Wired cameras.
So wired, not wireless.
Wired. They were about like this big, the whole unit. That's it. And absolutely fantastic. And then I got some other ones. I got some, other ones stuff, but those, they work great. And so I'll cover all those. I got some here. I can show those. I got a couple big totes full of CCTV cameras that I have yet to put up here in Idaho.
That's awesome. That'd be great.
Yeah. So we'll talk that will be, security cameras will be on February 24th.
Yeah, I think that's probably a big reason that a lot of people don't do security cameras, because they're like, oh my God, I don't know what to get. It's so confusing. There's quite a range.
Yeah. And it's not just the cameras too. There's the system setup that goes with the cameras.
Okay.
And there are, I will talk about all that then, but there are a whole bunch of different cameras. There are systems. And then there is the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, the online ones and stuff, which the problem I don't like about those, power goes out,
Mm-hmm.
you lose it. Because power goes out, your internet goes out. And if they're using like a phone, the phone system goes down, you'll lose it. But Aiden here, hey, how's it going? But
Well, we lost power. We had a big storm here last week, big snowstorm, ice storm, and I was taking a video of the dog because he was outside eating the snow. It was really cute. And at the end of the video, all of a sudden it was like boom, and this big red, like the sky turned red. It was dark, but this big red, flash, and the power went out. And I looked over at my daughter and I go, 3, 2, 1. That whole house generator, let me tell you guys, that is the greatest thing on planet Earth. It's like, and the house behind me has a whole house generator, and right at the same time, both of our houses went.
And everybody in the neighborhood's looking, why do they got power and we don't?
Well, and everybody in the neighborhood complains and don't tell me that I need to get a whole house generator. I'm like, I'm sorry. Listen, when you've lost thousands of dollars in food and you don't realize, so I'm gonna give a little plug for a whole house generator. I know this isn't the topic for the night, but a lot of people are like, I can't afford that. Listen, you can't afford to lose food. You can't afford to lose it's the middle of winter. It was 0. I mean, we can't afford to be cold. We can't afford to go to a hotel. Like, so you have to make these what's the word I'm thinking of? Yeah, you have to make choices, right? So I think my whole system was like $6,200. I paid cash for part of it. I financed the rest. And I didn't realize that once that thing was installed, I didn't realize how much I had. And I don't know if this is a thing, but it was my thing. I had power outage anxiety. So when a storm would come and they would threaten that there'd be power outage, I didn't realize like what it was doing to my neurology. I'd be like, oh my God, and the food, and until the first storm when they said we could lose power. And I was like, oh, I'm good. Now I'm good. Like I knew the difference. It was like for the first time, I didn't realize I was stressed out, but for the first time I was like, oh, you're not stressed out anymore because all is well. So I would really encourage you, especially when you're trying to preserve food, freezers, I know it's cold, but freezers, fridges, whatever it is, that having that is such a huge part of my personal security. Yep. So yeah.
P Square's here.
P Squared, welcome.
Yeah, there is we've kind of beat the protein thing to death, and we'll just go as long as you want to go, we'll go. But yeah, it's interesting with home security and stuff. What you can do, what you're willing to pay for, the whole thing is changing. Every 6 months, things change dramatically in the off-grid power station, also BSly known as solar generators. They're not a generator, they're a battery bank, they're a power station. And what you can do with them and stuff. And it's just amazing the changes and stuff that have happened over the last 5 years. 5 years ago, when I got my Kodiak power station, that was top of the line. Now that's not even being made anymore because it's been so, outdistanced by everything going on. Hey, Feathered Friends Homestead. And so, yeah, it's one of those things that just is the changes, but not all the changes are good. Some of the changes are like, why did they do that? And but yeah, there are some systems out there that are just absolutely fantastic. There are ones that are like the whole house generator. I have a tri-fuel generator that runs on gasoline, propane, or natural gas. And since both houses here have natural gas, if either one has a house only related electrical power line problem, I can take it over, hook it up to the gas line, fire it up, and run extension cords in to handle the refrigerator, the freezers, the chest freezer, and the furnace. If it's wintertime. Summertime, we don't need to worry about the furnace.
Yeah, mine's just plumbed. So, that makes it. So, I mean, people are like, well, what if they shut off the natural gas? I'm like, listen, I guess then I'm screwed. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm not going out and starting a fire. I would start a fire.
The only thing you need to worry about for natural gas being shut down, a prolonged regional power outage where the natural gas pumps don't have power to pump.
Yeah.
Now, I have heard that it's slowly going on that they're putting backup generators that run on natural gas at the pumping station so they can power themselves to keep the gas going. The interesting thing is and this is a little more expensive, the whole house generators, you can get them where it has the natural gas inlet and a propane inlet on it.
That's what mine has. Yeah.
So basically all you got to do is have a couple of those 30-pound travel trailer propane tanks, hook it up, and you're good again.
Yeah. But that's what my guy said. I go, okay, what if we lose natural gas? He goes, well, hook it up to propane. I'm like, okay. So
yeah, the number one
backup for the backup.
Yeah, the number one reason for natural gas loss is way up here. The number two is way down here. Number three is down here. Number four is down here. Though there's a big difference between the number one reason and any other reason why you lose natural gas. And that reason is a backhoe. Somebody's doing construction, doing a sewer line lateral, and he digs up and rips out the gas line by accident. You would not believe how many times I used to work construction. My brother was a superintendent for a big construction company. You would not believe the number of times we caught other companies out there not putting a prober, a guy down there with a probe to look for those gas lines because the excavator, I can find it. Yeah, you'll find it all right. You'll rip it right out of the ground. But yeah, that's the number one reason is construction guys with a backhoe accidentally damaging the gas line.
Yeah.
Then they have to shut it off to repair it. Gas lines, though, are fairly quickly repaired.
Just responding to worker share.
Yeah.
We have to relieve ourselves in a bucket. That's a deal breaker for most. I don't want to poop. I guess I would poop in a bucket if I had to.
Hey, I've covered that, and I've shown a whole bunch of options on that. If the bucket one, if it comes with the line kit with a heavy duty bag in it with the dry chemicals in it, it's not as bad as you think.
I mean, listen, my daughter was like in diapers. She loved to go outside and poop in the yard because she saw the dog doing it. I was like, might as well,
Yeah. Yeah. Hole in the ground. Or as the Boy Scouts do it, it's a trench line.
Yeah, I mean,
Boy Scouts will dig a trench line. And you poop, cover it up, poop, cover it up, poop, cover it up, poop, cover it up, poop, cover it up.
Used to make my mother so mad. How can you let her do that? I'm like, Mom, I didn't see her. She's out. She's running around with the dog and she just squatted. Like, it's natural. Let her poop in the yard. Like, she's not going to poop in the yard forever,
Hey, reminder about that. Hey, so the water goes out, you can't flush your toilet. Remember, you used to go out and poop in the yard.
Yes. Yeah.
See how many shades of red she changes.
Oh my God. You know what's funny? So she's 19 and she goes, she said she went through this like caveman phase where she didn't want to bathe, she didn't want to wash her hair. And I'm like, thank God I didn't know that about you. I didn't smell you. So that's good. I'm like, what were you thinking? She goes, I don't know. I didn't want to shave my legs. I didn't want to, like, oh my God. I can't believe you're my child, but thank God you're now, not doing those things.
Yeah, even here in the city of Basalt, Idaho, has 2 wells with 2 pumps on one well, 3 pumps on the other well. So if one pump goes out, it has an automatic backup and stuff. But if the power goes out, our water goes down to a heavy trickle, not just until the tank gets down low enough. But by then, any of the dozen portable generators here in town will be over there powering the water wells to get them going again. But gravity fed water. The house in California, we look out the front door. We see some agricultural property across the way, horses and cows and stuff. When we look up on top of the hill, about 300 feet higher than our house is a 600,000 gallon water tank.
Oh my gosh. Holy moly.
And I know where the valve is down past our house. So I can go down and we'll have water until they fix the problem, the power or whatever. But yeah, I knew there where to shut off the water. My brother knows where to shut it off. His boys know where to shut it off. We can isolate that water tank to all the family houses around down there in California.
That's amazing. You said so who lives in Concord?
Concord was my doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I lived in Pleasant Hill, which is
that's right next to it. Right.
Yeah.
You got Concord, Pleasant Hill, Martinez.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I lived there my dad lived there and I would go visit him when I was in college. And then he eventually moved down to Cupertino, down in the South Bay. And so I would visit him when I was in chiropractic. I went to live with him when he was in chiropractic college. When I was in chiropractic college, that's where he lived. So yeah, great area. I loved it up there.
In fact, all right, so Martinez is where Kinder's old man Kinder had his butcher shop. Then in Pleasant Hill, off of Taylor Boulevard, he opened up a butcher shop and.
He's from that area?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
His other one's over in San Pablo. He has a store in San Pablo, and then they opened one in Concord, and then he passed away. And his boys have since opened up 7 more basically deli stores, but they only have 4 butcher shops.
Okay.
And so, but the best stuff, and they do not sell it anywhere but in their butcher shops.
Interesting.
Their special marinade. And it comes on the tri-tip, and basically everyone refers to it as ambrosia. They do not sell that anywhere. They do not sell it anywhere but on the meat in the store, in-house made only. That stuff is so good. It makes
interesting.
Oh, it is absolutely fabulous. I've been dying for them to sell it in the bottle, but they won't. They won't sell that marinade.
So you got to figure it out yourself.
Oh, many people have tried and failed. I did find out it's got over 20 ingredients in it.
Wonder what. Yeah.
All the different spices and all the fun stuff. And Bill's in the house.
Yes. Hi, Bill. Nice to see ya. I talked to Bill this morning. We caught up for a minute. It's never long enough. talked about planting. He's planting, was it hickories? I think you were planting hickories when you sent me that picture. He's planting some hickory nut trees, and yeah, it's planting season, so they're trying to get stuff done.
Okay, so on my YouTube side, I see 7 watching. It just went from 6 to 7. Someone else just came in.
All right, let me see where I'm at.
Your side, on your side, I mean, StreamYard says there's 18 watching, so that means 11 are on your side.
Oh, I got 16. Yeah, let's see. Maybe you're seeing 16. Oh, wait.
I see 18 on StreamYard. So
okay.
you'd have to go open a YouTube one on that to see how many.
And I'm at 1,000 subscribers. I'm seeing that. Okay, I have 20 thumbs up and I have 12 watching is what I see currently. So
yeah,
that's good. That's really good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weasel the recipe. Yeah. Well, all I could get one of his sons to say was that there is over 20 ingredients in it, and he goes, there is nothing bad in it. It's his recipe. It will never change. We will never sell it other than on the meat that we marinate here. And yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Every one of my nieces and nephews, when they graduated from high school, the graduation party was Kinder's tri-tip marinated barbecue. Was for all of them.
There was a, I said I don't buy too many pre-mixed things, and there was a company here that Lysanders was the name of it, and they had the best beef seasoning. They had it for beef, pork, and chicken, but I always bought the beef seasoning and I used it for beef, pork, and chicken, which is also like, don't be duped by that. Just because it says beef, pork, and chicken doesn't mean you can't use it for other things.
Yeah.
So I bought their beef seasoning. I used it for everything, and it was clean and it was wonderful. And I remember asking the local grocer, this was probably last year sometime, and I was like, you guys don't carry Lysanders anymore. Like, why not? He goes, they went out of business. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm somewhat on a mission to find them and buy the formula, because it's so good. It's like the perfect combination of all the things that you're talking about with those ones that you love.
One of the things that that we use on a lot of things like that, pork, steak, chicken, fish, is the wood-fired garlic.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
That is amazing. I mean, I can see it's getting down low. I got to. This is the third container I've bought up here in Idaho, and my wife has.
Freeze-dried, or is that because I'm thinking of like Applewood smoking garlic bulbs on my grill, then throwing them in the dehydrator. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
This is salt, dehydrated onion, dehydrated garlic, including roasted garlic, spices, chili pepper, paprika, sunflower oil. But
so the sunflower oil is like, that is so toxic. So I try to keep that out of my food.
But that, the spices, when they made it in store, didn't have any oil in it at all. So this is something, the oil is being added to it, is added to by the manufacturer. Well, it's part of the manufacturing process, so we're going to need to use it.
Yeah. And it's cheap, right? I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Grammy Karen.
Hey, Grammy. Nice to see you.
Yeah. B. Hendricks is here.
Hey, B. Hendricks. How are you?
Yeah. So we each just picked up one. Yeah. Actually, you picked up more than one.
Did I pick up another one? Let's see.
As far as a viewer, because now
another viewer. Okay.
Another viewer, yeah. Because Grammy Karen came in on yours, and
good. Yeah, isn't that interesting? She came in on me.
Yeah, and like I said, YouTube did not push out my notifications to hardly anybody.
That's interesting. Well, I'm glad I jumped in to get both of us the views. So that's great. But that's very bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah.
P Square says I scare her with the toxic oils. I don't mean to scare you, P Squared. Yeah. Just here to educate. All right. Kenny says he's here. Where is he? Where are you, Kenny? He's sent. There's a Facebook message that he's here. Do you see Kenny? I don't see Kenny. Is he on your side or is he on my side?
I don't see. Well, StreamYard shows from both sides. So
yeah, that's true, right? Yeah, where are you, Kenny?
So I haven't seen Kenny pop up here. Unless did you get it to send to Facebook too? He may be watching.
No, I sent him a Facebook message and I said, jump on over. And then he said, I'm there, but maybe he's just saying like, I'm there, like he's going to join.
Right.
But I just sent him a text and said, we don't see you, or a DM. So, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe he'll be in here in a second. Yeah. Everybody's waiting for Kenny.
Kenny. There it is. Kenny, I'm here. Kenny's here.
All right, bust out the Miracle Whip. There he is, Kenny.
Not just the Miracle Whip and the potato chips. Which one is it? Pringles.
Oh, that's right. I actually was telling somebody today. We were talking about. I was with Dr. Erica, and we were talking about white Wonder Bread and how soft and smushy it was. And I said that was my favorite sandwich, was liverwurst on white Wonder Bread with iceberg lettuce and Miracle Whip. So there was a time and place for Miracle Whip in my life, Kenny, just so you know. And I actually said to Dr. Erica, I go, oh, Kenny would be so happy to hear me say that. Speaking of the devil, checked off. Speaking of the devil.
There we go. Now I'm unfrozen again.
Yeah.
Talking about Wonder Bread. My dad loved the Wonder Bread with the Underwood deviled ham on it.
Deviled ham too, man.
He'd take that to work. He hated with a passion Miracle Whip, but that was back when Best Foods mayonnaise was made with olive oil and healthy stuff, and they hadn't started using soy oil in it.
Yeah. So Wickershire, it's always so Kenny has forced my hand. I now have to ask all my guests at the end of every show, is it Miracle Whip or mayonnaise? So because we have the argument on there.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I loved Best Foods until they changed the formula, and then about 2 years ago they changed the formula again, and it doesn't taste as good as it did before.
Best Foods mayo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? And even Hellman's changed. Yeah.
Well, Hellman's and Best Food is the same.
Yeah,
same
that's
company,
right.
Same formula.
You're best out there.
So west of the Rocky Mountains is Best Foods. Hellman's is east.
I have grown a love for the avocado, but the Primal brand avocado mayo. It's the only one I'll eat now, and it's so good.
Hang on. All right, let's do this. Where is that? Okay,
I think it's Primal. I'm going to fill water and I'll get the jar and show you.
Okay. I want to look that up. So I've been trying to find a good tasting mayo that does not use soy oil in it. Because soy oil is one of the worst things for us guys. So guys, check it. If it says soybean oil or soy oil in it, you want to avoid it. And so basically, from what I understand, it makes Mr. Happy unhappy. Yeah, my dad liked liverwurst too.
It's the primal. So Costco sells it in the giant jar.
Okay. Hold it. Hang on. I'm gonna make you big. There we go. Okay. Hold it up to the camera.
Me big. There we go.
There we go.
Primal Kitchen. I look like I'm an ad.
Primal Kitchen. Okay.
Primal Kitchen mayo or avocado mayo, and it's avocado oil, organic eggs, organic egg yolks, organic vinegar, sea salt, and organic rosemary extract. So, yes, it's all the clean thing, and it's so good. Like you could read it, you could eat it with a spoon.
Oh, all right. So,
same here, Bill. Liverwurst was always, again, it was a cheap food growing up.
Oh, Walmart has it. 12-ounce side. Fred Meyer, which is the other big grocery store up here in Idaho, has it. Thrive Market, Instacart. Let's take a look. See Walmart, Primal Kitchen. Oh, they got all sorts of stuff there. Primal Kitchen is a website.
Yeah.
And
it's expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. It's really expensive. But
yeah,
if you're going to have, and how much mayo does one really need if you're going to have it? Like it should be good.
Yeah. Chipotle lime avocado oil mayonnaise.
Yeah,
that sounds so good.
It's really good. I've had that. Here's what I will tell you though, is that I'm also a purist. So I'm like, I could make that. So, a little teaspoon in a bowl, and then you throw in your chipotle powder and a squeeze of lime, and you've got the same thing. So I didn't find it necessary to spend the money on buying a separate product because I'm not going to use that as much as I'm going to use the basic formula. Yeah. So I would just take a tablespoon and throw it in a bowl and mix it myself.
Okay, I'm going to do some math for everybody here.
Okay, do it.
So let me get it up here. Here we go.
I love math.
Okay, so this is 19.89 divided by 32 ounces. And that should come up at 62.1. Now I'm going to go back over here and bring that back forward. So 62. And so, I hit the wrong button. And get it back open. There we go. So at Walmart, Fred Meyer for a 12-ounce size. So it's 9.78. So 9.78 divided by 12 is 81. So it's much cheaper to order it off of Amazon with the 32-ounce container than it is to get it the 12-ounce container.
Interesting.
Because the 12-ounce container is like 20, almost 20 cents more, and sometimes even more than that, depending where you're getting it at. But yeah, so the Amazon is let me see if I can
I think don't they do the math for you or no?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Amazon says 62 cents here. I wanted to verify. It's actually 62.1 cents. That's got a long thing I can get rid of. And I can get rid of the rest of this thing here. There we go. And so I'm going to do that and make sure it comes back to it. So anybody interested, here is the link for Amazon for this 62 cent per ounce mayo. And since I got that screen there, yeah, avocado oil, organic egg, organic vinegar, sea salt, rosemary. Oh yeah, that should be.
Yeah, rosemary. It's yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to get some of that. So let me see.
So, and just somebody was saying liverwurst isn't liver. So I'm looking it up. It says it's meat, organ meat, and fat. So
okay.
that should be
Okay.
specific enough to tell you what it is.
Yeah, interesting. If you get it on the subscription and you can set how often you want to get it, bottle automatic descent, that's the $19.89. If you want to buy it just one time, it's 3 cents more. That's the closest I've seen any product together on price. That's the closest anytime. Cool. And
that's
so
awesome.
actually,
I love it.
I'm going to put that into in my wish list here. If I find the right one here, kitchen stuff. There we go. Boom. Add it to supplies for kitchen. I have wish lists for everything.
Wickershire, you have to be joking. There's not a mayo.
Interesting thing.
You're not serious.
Even on a one-time purchase, you buy 2 or more, you get to save 6%. I'll save that for next time. If it's good, I may be ordering 2 at a time. But,
I want to go to that bacon restaurant.
Bacon restaurant?
Yeah, homemade. I want to do homemade mayo because I usually have a refrigerator full of fresh, people give me eggs all the time, fresh farm eggs. And I'm like, oh my God, we don't eat. I mean, we eat a lot of eggs, but it would be great to make some homemade mayo.
Yeah. Anthony at Palmetto Prepared is he makes homemade mayo, and he has some videos on how to do it. So it's
where is it? Which channel?
Palmetto Prepared.
Is he here right now?
No, he's not here right now. He's in bed because his little one is his girl who's about 3 or 4 now is just beating him down. Then he goes, yes, she runs the house now.
Oh, those babies.
Palmetto Prepared.
Who run the world, girls? Who run the world?
All right, so this is his homepage. He's down there north in the Carolinas.
Palmetto Prepared.
Yes, and so here's the link, and there it is. So, but yeah, it's
I'm gonna go like his page right now.
He has a lot of good stuff. He makes beef jerky, but he has doing herbal stuff, herbal medicine, wormwood, forgotten medicine, pressing black walnuts into oil.
Pressing black walnuts into oil. Yep.
Yeah. Anthony, once when his wife got pregnant, and after 3 months pregnant, he stopped coming up on other people's live streams. But he used to come up on mine all the time. But he goes, she's killing me. I'm tired. I got to go to bed.
Yeah, those I know. Well, here's the difference. Now my kid is 19. And now I'm like, when are you coming home? Like what? Like now I'm up because I'm like, when are you going to be home? She's up at Michigan State visiting friends. She's like, I think I'll get on the road and head home around 10. I'm like, dude, for real, like, do you need to get on the road so late? It's dark, it's cold, it's icy. Like these are the things that my child drives me crazy about now is just the lack of awareness of safety. It's like, la, la, la. It's just all unicorns and rainbows. We're all good.
How old is she? How old is she?
19.
19. Give her another
19.
5 years. About 24. Oh crap! What have I been doing?
Yeah. Well, actually, I have a friend of mine at the gym. He teaches a lot of personal safety, combat classes. He's a CPL instructor. And I told my daughter, I said, I'm going to get you and some of your friends, and I'm going to send you through some classes on just we're going to start with personal safety, and then I'm going to get her into, shooting and handgun safety. But, she's like, I would love that. Cause it was last week, and a bunch of her, they're like, we're going to Meijer, which is like the big grocery store. It was 10:30 at night. I go, you do not need to be going to a grocery store at 10:30 at night. And she was with like 5 friends, which is better than one friend,
Yeah.
but still, I'm like, what is it about going to the grocery store at 10:30 at night that you couldn't do at 2:00 in the afternoon,
Less people.
But still,
Yeah.
less
I know.
people, more opportunity for risk, right? So I'm like, no, you're gonna go through this class, and I'm gonna have him scare the shit out of you so that you don't get into a situation that doesn't serve you.
Check something on this computer here.
I do have a food processor. Mayo cafes do exist. Wow, that's interesting. Mayonnaise is so good. Yeah, I do have a food processor. I have a couple of different ones. I have 3 of them. Yeah, I agree. Late night driving is always important. And you know what they do, Wickershire? They're like, I'll be like watching her location on my phone. It'll be like 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever. And I'll see where she's at. And then she'll literally like drive past home, go like several miles to the east, west, wherever, and then make this huge circle. And then I'll call her. I go, what are you doing? She's like, we're just driving and talking. I'm like, you're so dumb. Like, you're so dumb. And she doesn't watch this, so this is good. But I'm like, are you kidding? Like, they don't, right? They're in this state of mind at this age that they don't recognize that A, their age, they're at greater risk for vehicle, a car accident. B, there's more police on the road, so more opportunity to get pulled over. C, there's more idiots and drunk people on the road, more opportunity to get to an accident. Like, they're clueless. They're just like, we're just gonna drive and we're gonna talk. And so, so I'm gonna send her.
And the creepers are out too at night.
Yes. No, they're just completely, they're so clueless. So I'm sending her to some personal safety classes, and I need to wake her up. Listen, I grew up in Detroit when all this shit was going on around me. Like, I had no choice but to be, nobody taught me to be aware of my surroundings. I just did by necessity. By the way, black walnut syrup. Have you ever had Norcino Happy Mac? It's an Italian liqueur made from black walnuts. Oh man, is it good?
Thank you, Walt.
Awesome. Look at that. Ooh, birch syrup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just think, as soon as you get it, you can get as soon as you hit your get monetized, you can get those too.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, Grammy Karen, why do people not pay attention to your personal safety, please? Ugh. So smart in so many ways, and so just unaware in so many other ways, right? Yes, black walnuts are amazing, Bill.
No, Kenny, no. I actually I'm at NORAD. Oh, wait, I'm no longer at NORAD. I'm at the office. Oh no, I'm out with my buddies.
Do you want to play a game? Is it Nocino? Is Nocino? Is that how it's pronounced, Bill? I know. Yeah, Bill's had black walnut liqueur for sure. Bill, do you make black walnut liqueur? Because I think you make it out of the young green black walnuts, and I think you don't even shell them. Like my understanding, I might be wrong, but you take the young green black walnuts and you cure them like that, or you ferment them like that, like the husk and all. So, have you made that at all? Say the name of the syrup again. Okay, no chino is what Bill's saying. I thought it was norchino, but I think it's no chino. It's a black walnut liqueur, Italian black walnut liqueur. So, yeah. Yeah, awesome. All right, it is 10:30. This girl is starting to turn into a pumpkin. So
looks more like a lemon. You get a yellow look, not an orange lemon.
I am a little yellow. I'm like, wait, let me change the coloring of my. Oh, there, that's a little better. It brightened me up a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
One thing before you take off.
Not bitter at all, Happy Mac. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Have you seen any of Corsair Trainer's videos? Or do you know who Corsair Trainer is? All right, hang on. I got to give you this link.
Do I need to?
Steve, the Corsair Trainers is I got to get it right, a non-active duty Marine and former federal officer for the prison system. So he teaches gun safety courses and stuff like that. Okay. And he has a lot of videos on situational awareness, what to do. And he's played us on different things. And so,
what's it? Corsair.
Here, hang on. It's coming up. It's coming up on the chat here. There it is, popping up. There's the link to his channel. He does the Monday morning Island of Misfit Toys. 10 o'clock. So it'd be starts at noon your time to 2 o'clock. He does a 2-hour stint. And here's one of his. So, SHE reality check, diversity in prepping. But he's got. There's Steve. Monday, on his Monday morning thing. But he has his nice playlist of hard truths, social unrest, security for a bad day. Very good playlist. Use of force. Talks about the legal things of use of force. Reality check. Situational awareness. There it is. There are 8 videos in the situational awareness for your daughter.
That's awesome. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, and for myself too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, here's the personal protection, self-defense, martial artist. 14 videos in that one.
Oh, I'm gonna eat this stuff up.
And then he also videos his training ones down here on the bottom. Previous classes of videoing the classes he's training people and stuff. So,
where's he at?
L.A.
Okay.
Yeah, down there in Los Angeles, in the heart of California.
All right, so he's lasted there so long.
Yeah. All right, so before we check out, everyone, I want to just give you a couple words here. Stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing, and learn a new skill every month. Oh, and a 6th one: plant something indoors this winter. Get one of those. Get a 5-gallon bucket. Get an arrow garden. Grow some food indoors. Learn how to do it.
Do you have a video on how to do it? Because I want to learn how to do it.
Actually, on both channels, there is a playlist called Indoor Garden Experiment. And I've gone
nice,
through the evolution process of just a couple things up to grow lights. I had big old tomato plants and lettuce and stuff growing indoors. And so,
all right, I have some grow lights, so I think I need to try that.
As soon as my seeds arrive from MI Gardener, I will have cabbage, and it will be my first time growing cabbage. I'm going to try it indoors to see if it works. And if it works,
well, I think you need to have Bill on here, because Bill, they're planting seeds right now, and I was talking to him too today about how to trick the plants to grow properly. So he might be a good guest for you.
Cool. All right, Bill.
Oh, my Alabama Farm Life says I have videos. Hold on, I gotta go over there because I can't capture. I can't capture the channel through StreamYard. So let me jump over there, Alabama, and let's see.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Alabama Farm Life. There you are.
Bill, if you're interested in coming up on
there you are.
either channel, going across the bottom is the email, Camp Patton Family Compound at Gmail, and it's Camp Patton, 2 P's in there, because Camp is short for Campbell, my wife's last name, and Patton's my last name, so Camp Patton. Yes, she went first.
I can I can connect you guys through email.
Yeah. And
okay, I am subscribed, Alabama. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for getting me over 1,000.
Yeah. All righty.
Yeah.
We'll see you all later.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon. See ya.
All right.
Bye.
Here we go.